Hollywood has rolled out the red carpet for Alex Cooper, the host of the mega hit podcast Call Her Daddy. It is, unfortunately, the most popular podcast for women. That's it. It's the #1 podcast. And the way it originated is not too similar to the way it exists today. When it first started, it was a co-host, Sophia, alongside Alex Cooper, who has since left. They were a Barstool podcast, and most of what it consisted of was raunchy, graphic sex stories and advice on how to give the Gluck Gluck 9000 to your casual hookup.
All podcasts that give advice on the Gluck Gluck 8000 failed before it, but the 9000 did.
That was the key. And it blew up. Eventually, the co-host left the podcast. She took it independent, and Alex Cooper sort of, instead of leaning into that raunchy side of her brand, decided to clean up her act and make Call Her Daddy into more of a tell-all interview show. And that has earned her the title of being the Barbara Walters of Gen Z, even though she is a millennial. A lot of Gen Z women listen to this podcast. And it's not that they don't address sex anymore. They certainly do. It comes up almost every episode.
Did they ask Kamala Harris about the Gluck Gluck 9000?
Yeah, why didn't they ask for Kamala's advice on the Gluck Gluck 9000? She's an expert, after all. So now, here's the update. Disney is giving Alex Cooper a special deal where she is not only going to produce a dating reality show for Hulu, she's also going to get a personal docuseries on the platform about herself, where we're going to find out all of the secrets that she hasn't already told the internet, which is not much. So,
I mean, that's got to be hard. She's got a mind for content now in her past. Eventually, you know what she should do? She should have a series where she goes to see a hypnotist to try and regress herself to think of stories that she forgot.
I just feel like once you've told the internet about your venereal diseases, there's not a whole lot else that we're wondering about you. Again, I'll say it again. We should all know less about each other. But here is the press release. Alex Cooper, creator and host of Call Her Daddy, will be the subject of a new Hulu docuseries titled Call Her Alex. Very creative. The series will debut on June 8th at the Tribeca Film Festival, with its Hulu premiere coming on June 10th. In 2 parts, Call Her Alex will follow Alex Cooper in the lead up to her first tour. Per the official logline, the doc looks at her early years as, quote, a self-conscious kid growing up in Pennsylvania. And
I love that they add Pennsylvania, like that somehow added to her struggles.
Okay.
Like, you don't know what it's like to be a slutty little girl in coal country, okay?
Okay, but it's like, she didn't grow up in, like, the projects and, like, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what does growing up near, like, steel mills...
Taylor Swift grew up in Pennsylvania, too, okay? She was also a Nepo baby. And charts her rise from a 24-year-old woman with a sex and dating podcast to the CEO of a media empire in just 6 years. This was Alex Cooper's statement on the project. I've shared my life with the Daddy Gang since I first started Call Her Daddy, but this documentary series takes it even deeper. It's a behind-the-scenes look at the moments that shaped me, the raw, the messy, the personal stuff I've never felt comfortable sharing until now. I just still can't get over that. Like, you felt comfortable sharing literally everything about your holes for about a decade now. No one needs to know any more details. My hope is that by bringing people along for this part of my journey, they'll feel both more connected to my life and more empowered in their own. And the way that she has thus far empowered women in their own lives is encouraging them to throw away years of their lives engaging in casual hookups with men who don't care about them, and keeping a roster, never settling down, never committing to anyone, and destroying their own lives in the process.
Alex Munoz says they're desperately trying to find their own Joe Rogan, and it ain't working. No, they have their own female Joe Rogan. They need a
is
male.
This her?
No, it doesn't matter.
Who's
because
the female Joe Rogan?
They don't need a female Joe Rogan because they already have the female vote locked down. It doesn't matter. Like, they need a male Joe Rogan that, like, reaches men.
Well, the leak that they're trying to plug right now is the rise of the womanosphere on the right.
The womanosphere.
Yeah, the womanosphere. I don't even know how you're supposed to say it. But it's basically the way that Maha Movement and RFK Jr. and podcasters like Candace Owens and Brett Cooper have captured a female audience on the right and are kind of siphoning off a lot of people who used to be left-wing. But Alex Cooper, I wouldn't characterize her as a female Joe Rogan or even she doesn't really have an equivalent.
Going into interviews with female political candidates means that she's somewhat connected in that way.
And to her credit, she did offer to interview Trump as well. He just didn't take her up on the offer because it was of no worth to him at the time. He would have spent his time more valuably on Joe Rogan, on Theo Von, on the other podcasts that he did. So I also want to get into the dating series that they're developing with Alex Cooper. And I should also mention her personal production company, Unwell, is involved in both projects. So this is a dating series she's producing called Overboard for Love, which is also
it feels
on
kind
Hulu.
of uninspired because there's so many crazy dating shows now.
You can only take it so far.
Like Loving Luigi will be next, and it will be women going out to try and who can write the best prison letter to Luigi Mangione.
Well, they already have Love After Lockup.
That's true.
So it's kind of nothing new under the sun at this point. But this marks Alex Cooper's first series for her production company, Unwell Productions. The series is set on the high seas. A group of sexy singles step aboard a luxury yacht ready to mix and mingle and find love. But there's a twist. Gaining access to the yacht's extravagant amenities won't be so simple. As the journey unfolds, romance ignites, alliances form, and hearts are shattered. In the end, only one couple will reign supreme. Who will rise to the top and who will be left stranded?
Maybe don't do it on a yacht. Do it on a pontoon. Do it on a small boat so they're all in tight proximity to each other.
It's obviously nothing we haven't seen before, just nothing unique or inspired about
Make it a yacht that they have to build.
It's just what's more notable to me is the fact that the Disney Corporation has, marked this with their official stamp of approval, and they see Alex Cooper as a force to be reckoned with. They see her as a rising star who they want to put content on their platform.
So if you're looking to get the all quadrants of women in the Disney brand, you've got the parks and the princess movies for the plus size park hoppers and the Disney adults, and then you've got the Call Her Daddy podcast and the Alex Cooper stuff for the Gluck Gluck 9000 experts looking to enter into the advanced course.
Right.
They want to grow their brand.
It's like the grad school of Disney adults.
Yeah. So it's there's two, right? You've got the ugly friend and she's got the hot friend who's a bad person. And they come together to make a friend group.
Yeah. In terms of who Alex Cooper is as a person, obviously I don't have a flattering view of her character, but she is smart. I'll give her that.
Yes. As a business person, she's
every
very
correct
smart.
business decision. Taking the podcast to the level of popularity it was at, and then making it an independent venture, and then taking that to the next level and having her own production company, and all the while beating the allegations that she was going to end up as a childless cat lady. She is currently happily married to, I believe, a man who works in the entertainment industry. I forget his exact role or even his name.
You can't say that she isn't successful. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a veritable success story, and she's yet another example of someone who has won for all the wrong reasons. Her actions clearly are not catching up to her, and they won't, because that's not how the world works. She is being rewarded for building her career and reputation off of promoting degeneracy to impressionable women who are likely younger than her. And I believe that this is just a sign of the times. You know, you're going to get rewarded for all the wrong reasons. And this is why Hollywood is, you know, rolling out the red carpet for her specifically. She is the future.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.